Welcome back to D.C.X. I'm your host, Danny Cliff, and I'm right here with my the English El Richie, the great co-host. Um, this is episode number 1 of season 2, and we are going to be speaking about discipline and confidence. Yeah, I also got a MacBook now, so your brother's loaded by the grace of God. You know what I mean? Amen. God's good. I want to first of all start off by saying that I am so blessed and so honored to be in the presence of, many young creatives. I do want to know how the heck do you guys manage to stay consistent? Because today's topic is discipline and confidence. And from my experience, as someone who is now making, content for YouTube or TikTok, whatever, someone who loves to make music and someone who likes to go to the gym, someone who likes to do stuff and likes to have a routine, I really struggle to stay consistent. uh my brother here, he's been doing bits and bobs as well, and I'm really inspired by people like him and others who I see are always on smoke with life because they take life by the horn and go back to back with stuff. But with me, it's always been a it's always been a battle to just be in my flow state and just be on it 24/7. I mean, so Richie, I don't know, what about you? Like, how do you manage to like be on smoke?
um, I think it's different for everyone in it. Of course, there's gonna be whoever watching. They have their way that they stay on smoke. I think everybody that is on smoke thinks that they're not on smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because although we've not been recording for a long time, I know at least from my end how I see you. I'm like an outsider knocking onto the glass. You know what I'm saying? When I'm looking at you, although like you guys are obviously behind your own screen and stuff, but I see Dan and I'm like, yeah, this guy's hustling, this guy's whatever, and then I'm looking at myself and I'm kind of being like, I kind of need to do a bit more. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole kind of point of the show is D.C.X. Don't compare it to X. So you shouldn't necessarily compare yourself to the next man. You should be on your own smoke. You should be on your own strand. You should be on your own whatever,
Yeah.
and kind of focus on yourself in a sense. It is good to give advice and look at people's advice, but I also think at the same time, um, it's important to remember that you need to stay in your own lane. And that's not stay in your own lane as in mind your business. That's stay in your own lane as in, remember ages ago I told you about the analogy where we were walking across a bridge once, and then I was like, yo, do you remember? We were walking across a bridge. You might have been there, yeah. And we were walking across a bridge and it was above the motorway, and I was like, this is literally life. And this one over here was like, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Richie's about to do some inspirational stuff. But it's kind of true. Like, if everybody in the motorway is always focusing on the next car, oh, you need to steer 4 degrees to the left, you need to steer 90 degrees to the right, you need to make sure you brake at this, people are going to crash because you're focusing on someone else. Whereas if you focus on yourself, all these cars that were focusing on themselves managed to pull off this massive synchronized dance called the highway. You know what I'm saying? Where they all kind of just pass each other and pass each other at like 18, 19 miles per hour or whatever they're doing,
Yeah.
and they don't crash. So I think what looks like a hustle to me from your perspective, um, what looks like me hustling from your perspective is me actually thinking I need to fix my brakes. I need to, turn at the correct point. I need to, whatever. And instead, what I'd ask is focus on your own car, because what we'd end up doing is like we'd end up crashing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how high you have to be to understand what I said, but like just kind of like a perspective
Yeah.
at least. I don't know if that makes
Okay,
sense.
that's beautifully said. We went to evangelize the other day. So we just shared flyers for like an upcoming church program. Brother, fam, I have realized that I'm someone who finds it really hard to get outside of my comfort zone. Now, if you've seen me perform, you'll be like, this brother's capping.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Literally.
like if you see me on stage, like once I'm performing, I am like, it looks like I've been doing this all my life. But something as simple as passing flyers to strangers is something that I just never could do. But this brother, I was raising up strangers, bro. Like,
Not
I mean,
even.
like, and I'm here like literally, I stood next to our friends and I was just there like, let me just vibe and chill. At some point, he did kind of push me a bit. I was like, "Dang, just do this, try that, try this," and then I had it went well for me, but then uh I think I'm not used to rejection, and even if I was used to it, I would focus more on the rejection than how many flowers I've given to people. Because I did come up with a few ways to give like to hand the flyers, but I was just too
Which I also ended up using as well. You know what I'm saying?
exactly
You've got the ideas, it's just
exactly just like
putting them into use.
saying, Danny, get out of your head and do it. I think that's a problem that many people face when they want to start something. Many people who are, doing content on TikTok or whatever, or writing music, whatever, performing, acting, the biggest enemy is their head.
Facts.
And I've realized over the past 7, 8 months that I've been my biggest enemy, and I've been the biggest and only reason on why I stopped filming, on why I never have been as consistent with making music and consistent in trying to grow. Gym wise, yeah, like he's my witness. If I don't go to gym for like 3 months, my first day is gonna be rusty. But after like 5 days, I'm twice the size than I was like 3 months ago.
This guy has some next weird backwards sleeper build thing,
Literally,
bro.
like we went to the gym like what last week,
Mm.
and I stopped going on Wednesday because discipline and life and. But fam, for like the 5 days that I did go, man was looking hunch. I'm
Yeah.
talking. I was like, bro, I'm like, yeah, who is
Or
this? Like
just
the triceps,
transform.
what triceps? I was just
Straight.
no, but yeah, like honestly, bro, like it's crazy.
I feel like I feel like it's the same with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, cuz like sometimes when you're in your head too much, you're in your head too much. And remember we went to the gym the other day
Yeah.
and we were stretching. Okay, wait, hold on. we were, we were stretching,
What do you
right?
mean you were stretching? Why do you?
No, no, wait, hold on.
Cut.
So it was cut retake. All right, welcome back. Right.
Joking.
So we were stretching, like doing the warm up and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and he was, and our other friend was as well.
Yeah.
But I was kind of just lying down on the ground because I don't really stretch like that. Me, I just want to do work and bounce. You know what I'm saying? But remember what I said is like when you're going to the gym, for example, you're there to lift weights. You're there to lift, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 kgs worth of weight,
Mhm.
kilograms or micrograms or whatever you're lifting, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, the only thing that's really the heaviest thing is your thought. And then I said after, I was like, how much does a thought weigh? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much does a thought actually weigh? Is that a feather?
Mhm.
So that's the feather, right? You can lift a feather.
Mhm.
So you kind of need to lift that feather off your mind and then you can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's only your thought. Like one of the hardest part of gym is besides the thought, stepping out of the house.
Yeah.
Once you've stepped out the house, you're already on the way there and there's no point in turning back. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not a hench. My training program is different to yours. You know what I'm saying?
Guy's a monkey on the monkey bar, bros. Like,
Fam, you don't wanna test it.
you
You don't wanna test it, and he's not even being racist like that. That's just me and my people. But
Pause.
but yeah, like
Yeah.
the heaviest thing to you is your thought at that moment. You
Yeah.
can lift it. You're not gonna go off and lift 100 kg. You're not gonna do something stupid like that because first of all, you can't even pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So what you're doing with 100 kg, trying to do whatever. Whereas there's like 20 kg, and that 20 kg can be used as like a simile to something else. For example, like you getting up and making music, or you getting up and finishing your school stuff, etc., etc. It's just a thought that's stopping you. And I think the best way is to keep that simple. Keep it that simple. You know what I'm saying? Because you could go off and off, and like you do something like this, where sometimes you'll just go off and list a bunch of stuff. Like, I need to work on this,
Yeah.
this, and it. But it's like, okay, we get that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do as well myself sometimes. Just focus on the simple, where it's like lift off that feather of a thought. Because if you can lift that, then you can lift everything else. I don't know. Cut that down to like 2 minutes.
One thing I also want to speak about quickly is how upbringing can affect confidence. But I won't dwell on it for too long because I don't want it to be a thing where I am trying to tell you, oh, like your upbringing is an excuse for you to do X, Y, Z when it's really not. We can't always blame our parents and our past. We cannot always blame where we came from for where we're going. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like to add on top of that, it's kind of like, so there's a lot of friends that we have, and whoever we hang out with, like all of us, we can agree, and maybe even you guys watching, like as Christians and stuff like that, we are praying to break generational curses, and then we don't want to end up doing the same thing our parents did, where our parents will be like, "Oh, this is how I grew up," so as an excuse as to why things are now, and that's it. There's no solution to it. There's no growth from it, and things like that. What's good though is that when you get older, you kind of do see your parents grow as well. I feel like, especially in our little
Yeah.
Gen Z era,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like,
It's awesome.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, with the older guys that are from like Europe and Western
Yeah.
civilizations, like if they experience the same thing, but I'd at least say like with my age group and stuff, they're growing older, and they kind of have that young wisdom where it's like, you're not even just wisdom, but a little bit of sense, where it's like you can't just always like, yes, it is a fact that these things happen,
Yeah.
but it's not 100% of the reason as to why they should still be,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So props to these parents. Like our parents, at least from our perspective,
Yeah.
like from the stories that we've heard and stuff, and that I've told you, like our parents are growing,
Yeah.
and you reach that age where you're like, you know what, you people are just humans. Like I never realized that. Like before, I thought my mom was low-key God, bro. Like,
Bruh.
and then
Same.
next thing you know, you realize that these people have flaws, and these people cry, and these people hide things from us and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it's kind of beautiful in a sense to see that growth
Yeah.
and things like that. But yeah, just don't be that person that's praying for change and breaking generational curses, but then still doing the same thing that your parents are doing.
Yep.
Not always going, oh, I grew up like this, I grew up like that, that's why I'm not doing it now. It's like,
Yep.
no. You know what I'm saying? It might just be lack of discipline,
Yeah.
lack of confidence, and lack of consistency.
Yeah.
And too much comparison to other people, you know.
I think the first step to being consistent is accepting. So acceptance, acknowledgement. Okay, these two, and then working on yourself, like from the inside out. If you have low self-esteem, no matter how consistent you think you're going to be, if someone else comes along who's doing the same thing you're doing and it's thriving, you're gonna start from scratch again. So accept the fact that you might not be where you want to be. Acknowledge it, but don't let it weigh you down. Like, life is tough. One pump, get over it. Get, get up. In this life, it's you versus life. You have family, or you have friends, or you have pets, dogs, lovers, and so on, so on. But in this life, it's just you. When you're gonna be buried, it's gonna be you in your own grave. No pets, no dogs, no mom, dad, sis, bro, girlfriend, boyfriend, side chick, side whatever. Nah, bro. It's just you and yourself. Alright. So love yourself. Love God first of all, but also acknowledge the fact that you're not perfect. Accept the fact that you have stuff to work on, and then set yourself small goals to achieve, small checkpoints to achieve on the journey of achieving your big goal.
So yeah, with me, I'd say that there's no difference between consistency and discipline. Consistency is discipline, and discipline is consistency.
I like that.
Because they work hand in hand. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
How I'd also take it is, or how I'd say it is as well. Take it for Dan is more of a big mind map thing. I think that's very good. You should do that. You should have a big mind map goals, which you can definitely put into smaller goals, things like that. That's good for planning. But when it comes to executing, now it's time to move. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to take that first step. So definitely do that if that's something down your road. If you never tried it, try it and figure out if it's down your road. You know what I'm saying? For me, everything makes sense in my head much more because my brain kind of works so fast. But when a baby takes a step, right? The baby takes step number 1 before it can get to step number 4. You know what I'm saying? So it takes step number 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then falls, and then it keeps going, and until the baby learns how to fully walk, and then that walking turns to running. What my whole point with this is that you take it day by day. You know what I'm saying? It's good every now and then to zoom out and look at the mind map of what you want to be in 30 days, 60 days, a year, 2 years, etc. But ultimately, you have to conquer today.
Mm-hmm.
Today has to be conquered. That first step has to be conquered before the 4,000th step. You know what I'm saying? And so, what I'd say is literally the goals that you have set for today, whether that's going to gym today, whether that's going to pray, whether that's going to finish off that schoolwork or eat less of that, take that by the day and start off small. You know what I'm saying? Babies don't eat solid food. They eat mushy food, bro. They're on breast milk, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So take that small stuff, and once you know once you know that you can do that consistently and with discipline, because they're both the same thing. Where even on the off days where you feel like, I can't be bothered, you just go and do it. When you know you can do them, then you can maybe move on to something a little bit more solid. Add a little pea in there, you know what I'm saying? Pea, like, I mean green peas, by the way. Add add some peas in there, you know what I'm saying? Add a small carrot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Some chicken.
you know, yeah, add some small bits of chicken, no bones yet, you know what I'm saying? And you
Watermelon.
can, yeah, exactly. And so then now you're training yourself, because it's the only thing then that kind of keeps that feather thought on your head, in the sense of that it's like, okay, I'm only adding this much to my weight. That's not that heavy. That thought is lifted. And then you continue and you continue and you continue. It takes a while, you know what I'm saying? But when you look back in 5 years, you're going to be like, yeah, you know what? Like, that was a good decision I made. And I hope that one day we look back at this 5 years from now and literally just be like, yo,
We made it.
you know what I'm
We
saying? Like,
made it.
straight up, like, not even we made it. It's just like, by we made it, I don't mean like, oh, you're multi-million real. Life isn't about that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Life isn't just about that. But
Yeah.
we look back and say, you know what? the goals that I did set for myself at that time, I conquered them. You know what I'm saying? But remember, you have to sometimes zoom into the small stuff
Yeah.
and conquer today. So that's what I'd say.
Well, there you have it. Yeah, just take this video as a small introduction to season 2. And I hope, most importantly, that you guys were able to get something off from it. English is not there right now, bro. And I also do hope that you guys got inspired a bit to, start doing things that you never thought you would be doing. And I hope as well that with time, you guys become more consistent. And most importantly, enjoy what you're doing for yourself, not for anyone else. Yeah, that's it for today, mate. No one you're trying around, bro. Um, yeah, that's it for today. So you're gonna see me next week, same time, maybe same day,
Definitely same day.
definitely same day,
Discipline and consistency.
and
Let's
same
get it.
time, same day, definitely next week. So till then, let me know how you've been getting on with life. Comment it, share the video. Do your thing on social media. And yeah, I'll be seeing you soon. Danny Cliff out. Blah.